Brothers, it's horror movie time again. Today, we continue with the Dead Silence series. In a small town in the eastern United States, there lived an old woman who was a master of ventriloquism. Her name was Mary Shaw. She had no children, never socialized with anyone, and her only companions every day were the puppets she had crafted with her own hands. Mary Shaw treated them like her own flesh and blood children and loved them dearly. But then came that fateful day. During one of her ventriloquist performances with her beloved dummy Billy, through a momentary lapse in concentration, a little boy in the audience spotted her mistake. The child shouted loudly and clearly, "I saw your lips moving!" That crisp, innocent voice completely shattered Mary Shaw's performance. In those few brief seconds, 1,000 murderous thoughts raced through Mary Shaw's mind. She had already decided how she would tear this brat into 1,000 pieces, because what Mary Shaw longed for in life was to be a mother. And that child's words stabbed straight into her heart like a needle. They were mocking her. "Your children are fake. Stop pretending." Then, under the tense and expectant gaze of the entire audience, Mary Shaw delivered an absolutely stunning ventriloquist act. The speed was breathtaking. It genuinely sounded like two people furiously arguing back and forth. Right after the thunderous applause of realization died down, Mary Shaw slowly turned her head. Her gaze gradually turned vicious as she locked eyes with that little boy in the audience. And in an extremely menacing voice, she asked, "Who is the dummy now?" Not long after that second quarter, the second act, the little boy mysteriously vanished from the town. His family launched a massive search, but he was never found. Suspicion quickly turned toward Mary Shaw. The townspeople even tortured her. While Mary Shaw screamed in agony, an executioner grabbed a pair of iron tongs and brutally ripped out her tongue. She was condemned, sent straight to the hell of the tongue ripped, because that little boy belonged to the Ashen family, the most powerful and influential family in town. No one dared provoke them. Yet strangely, only 1 month after Mary Shaw was killed, members of the Ashen family, along with everyone who had participated in her murder, began dying one after another in bizarre and horrifying ways. The victims all had the same ghastly appearance: milky white eyeballs, jaws violently broken and dislocated, and most terrifying of all, every single one of them had their tongue ripped out by the root. From then on, a chilling nursery rhyme began circulating throughout the town. "Beware when Mary comes to play. Don't you scream, don't you shout, don't say, or Mary Shaw will come at night and tear your tongue out of sight." 70 years later, a young man named Jamie was fixing a pipe at home. While working, he soon started getting intimate with his wife, Lisa. Just then, ding dong, the doorbell rang. Jamie went to open the door and found a package sitting there, addressed to him. He was very puzzled. He hadn't ordered anything recently. Why would there be a package? Driven by curiosity, Jamie and Lisa opened it together. Inside was an old wooden box, and lying neatly inside the box was an adorable little puppet. Before Jamie could even speak, Lisa had already picked it up, exclaiming how cute it was. "We should keep it. It's so adorable." It was almost dinner time. They had planned to eat Chinese food that night, so Jamie went out to buy side dishes. Meanwhile, Lisa carried the puppet into the bedroom, even preparing to put a pillow under its head, treating it like her own baby. At that time, Lisa was already pregnant and full of longing for the future family life with Jamie. While she was holding it, she suddenly noticed the puppet's head had somehow turned toward her. Under the dim lamplight, it looked especially eerie. So Lisa quickly grabbed a white blanket and covered it up. At that moment, the radio in the living room suddenly turned on itself, playing music. At first, she thought Jamie had come back, but when she went out to check, no one was there. And the moment she stepped out, the music stopped abruptly. All that remained was the tick-tock, tick-tock of the grandfather clock. The silence felt terrifying. Then, Lisa seemed to hear something. She slowly turned her gaze back toward the bedroom. The instant she walked over and lifted the white cloth, a sudden violent gust of wind roared through the room. Lisa desperately tried to pull the cloth away, but she was immediately blown backwards, crashing hard to the floor. When she struggled to lift her head, a mouthful of fresh blood sprayed violently from her lips. Trembling, Lisa turned her neck.
It seemed she saw something horrifying before something grabbed her and violently dragged her away. Meanwhile, Jamie was on his way back from buying groceries, holding a single rose he had bought especially for Lisa. When he opened the door, the house sounded strangely noisy. The kettle on the gas stove was whistling furiously, yet no one turned it off. Jamie quickly moved the kettle and called out several times, "Lisa, are you trying to burn the house down?" After shouting several times, Lisa's voice finally answered from the bedroom, very calmly, "Bring the food in here. Let's have a bed picnic tonight." But after taking only a few steps, Jamie stepped in something slippery on the floor. He turned on the light. The entire floor was covered in a large pool of blood. Jamie completely panicked and shouted, "Lisa, what the hell happened?" Yet the voice from the bedroom remained eerily calm. "I want to give you a surprise." Jamie cautiously approached the bedroom and turned on the light. On the bed,